What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Aaron, Sober Life Coach and Coach out there. I've been sober for the past 7 years. This is Fast Brain Friday. If you're in the school community, awesome. I'd love you to join me here live. If you're not in the school community, you're watching this on YouTube, you can join the school community. The school community is Fast Brain Reset Community on school, and that's where all the cool stuff's happening. You get bonuses, you get all sorts of live things, and we're doing a Kickstart challenge in there as well. So if you want to eliminate that need to drink in the next 7 days, join us on school. Today, we're going to be talking about something really, really awesome. And I hope that you guys are going to get something out of it today for Fast Brain Friday. So, today's topic is why your fast brain reaches for a drink. It's going to be the Fast Brain Guide to break the drinking cycle for good. I didn't think I could eliminate the need to drink. I didn't think I could ever quit drinking 7 years ago. I decided to do something different. I decided that I wasn't going to do AA or rehab or traditional recovery. And I built my own path. And I was able to do that with habit change and learning about my personal growth and all those things that I talk about in my books, Kickstart Your Comeback and the Dare to Be Sober book. But while I was going through this and while I was understanding the things that were going on in my life, with my drinking, I also realized this past year that I have ADHD tendencies. I'm still working on getting a diagnosis, but I do understand that I have a lot of these traits that ADHD people have. I read the book ADHD 2.0, and my whole life made sense. And now I'm on a mission to help other people make sense of their brains and how this works with their brains and things like that. We're building systems, we're building plans here at Fast Brain Sobriety, and one of these plans is the Fast Brain Guide to break the drinking cycle for good. So why do you continue drinking even when you know it's bad for you, right? You continue to drink, you continue to do this even though you know it's bad for you. Why? Well, the reason is at some point you found alcohol was the solution to turn on and off your brain. And I know for me, a lot of the time was turn off my brain, right? I was getting off work, I was stressed, I was of this overthinking, I was in this overdrive mode like we're gonna be talking about. And I would wanted to shut my brain off. And it was kind of that emergency brake to shut my brain off. But sometimes you might be bored and you're understimulated too, right? So you want to turn your brain on. And that's also where alcohol comes in. So it's either to turn off or turn on or turn off your brain. At some point you find alcohol as the solution to that. And this works if it didn't, you wouldn't keep doing it, right? And a lot of people are like, why don't you just quit drinking? Because it works. It's something that actually works to shut out your brain off. The problem is it only lasts so long. It's temporary, right? It's a temporary fix for a problem that's really happening behind the scenes, and it's really a problem that can be really destructive in your life. And but it was a solution to your problems. And hopefully after this video it's not going to be as much of a solution for you. So you'll always need more because you're not seeking alcohol, you're seeking balance, right? You're seeking to turn off your brain, you're seeking to get out of that overdrive mode, you're seeking to relieve your stress. And if you use alcohol as the tool to get there, then you're going to be always seeking it, and you're always going to need more because alcohol is a liar, and you build up tolerance to it, and it's an addictive substance, and it just continues it off into this cycle of alcohol. So one big thing that really helped me is understanding these gears of my brain, and I kind of relate it to driving a car, right? So in a car, you have a kind of different gear shifts, right? You have drive, you have overdrive, you have park, and neutral. Drive is focus. Drive is right what I'm doing right now. I'm in drive mode right now. I'm making videos. I'm doing things. I'm working on my business. I'm in drive mode. But when you're in drive mode and you get too many tasks going or you get distracted, then your brain starts going in overdrive mode. I know for me, overdrive mode means that I'm going to be switching tasks really quickly. I'm going to be jumping to different ideas all the time. I'm going to be disorganized. I'm going to be all over the place. And that brings stress into my life, right? And then park is where you just shut down, right? And park is great if you go into bed. Park is great if you're lying in bed, you're relaxing, you're trying to getting to sleep. But park is also not really great when you're ruminating, when you're visualizing these things. You have two parts of your brain. One is the task positive network, one is the default mode network. There's these kind of two parts of your brain. One is in charge of the task, one is in charge of visualization and those kinds of things, right? And when you have ADHD tendencies, your brain has a better visualization portion of it, so you're visualizing things more. You have more visualization. That's why the ruminating feels so horrible to us, because we have this self-criticism. We're always looking to the future, we're always worried about it, and we can really see it and feel it. And that's kind of where park mode is going to really cause a lot of people to drink there as well. And neutral is regulated, calm, and present. Neutral is kind of where you want to be when you come home from work. You want to be calm and present, but still moving around. Because if you have a car and you put it in neutral, you're not just permanently parked there. You can move it around. You can push it to the gas station, but you can still move it around. So that's kind of where you want to be when you come home. So you use alcohol as an emergency brake to shut off or on your brain, or you to shut it off or to jumpstart your brain, as well as we talked about. So there's kind of the four gears that I like to let people know and relate to it, because it's going to be really helpful to understand how your brain works. So fast brains have two kryptonites, boredom and overwhelm, right? So park equals boredom, right? Park is when you just sit on the couch, you start doom scrolling, and you get bored, you're understimulated. You need something to have there, something to put it in. Overdrive is just overwhelm, right? That's that stress feeling, that's that anxiety feeling, that's that I have too many things going on in my life, I can't figure this out. Both these states can cause you need to regulate your brain. They cause the need for regulation, right? And like I said, you use alcohol as an emergency brake to shut off, or use it to jumpstart your brain. And those are the two kind of things that are really I found, and I know a lot of people as well find this, that park is in boredom and overwhelm are kind of two things that are really causing people to reach for the drink. So over time, you get caught in the habit loop, right? It becomes the go-to routine, even if you hate it. You get caught in this cycle of drink, repeat. You get a trigger, you get stress, you go have a drink, you feel good for the moment, you put that emergency brake on, and then boom, your thoughts come back. So you have to have another drink and another drink. And I know for me, I never stopped at one, and I would just keep continuing going until I passed out and did it the next day. And my guilt, my shame, my anxiety was even worse because I couldn't remember what I was doing, and then I would just kind of repeat that. You're stuck in this cycle. That's okay, because we're going to start bringing awareness to the cycle, and we're going to start breaking you out of it. There's three ways to break the fast brain drinking loop, right? So here's the little drinking loop down here. You got your trigger, you got your drink, you got your short-term reward, long-term costs. You drink again and have a trigger. These long-term costs are actually a lot more difficult, especially for high performers. I know for me, I'm one of these people. I get up and go. I move forward no matter what, and that's good. But you can't just move forward and pat through a drinking problem, because what happens is all these long-term costs gets built up underneath, and then you have an explosion. That's what they call rock bottom. You right? People say, "I didn't see the divorce coming. I didn't see this coming. I didn't see that coming." Well, you could have saw it coming if you were understanding that these long-term costs are building up underneath. So we want to bring awareness to that. So to break the fast brain drinking cycle, you want to bring awareness, you want to interrupt that loop, you want to bring regulation, you want to shift the gears like we're talking about, and you want replacement. Reward the brain differently with replacement habits. So, number one is awareness, right? You want to interrupt that autopilot loop. Fast brains don't drink because they want to; they drink because the brain is on autopilot, right? The fix to this is a 30-second interruption. So you want to name the trigger. What's the trigger? What's going on, right? How are you feeling? I'm overwhelmed. I'm stressed. I'm feeling I have anxiety. Whatever that is. Notice the urge. Notice that craving sneaking up on you, right? Notice that urge, and your brain just remind yourself, my brain just wants relief, my brain wants regulation. Pause for 10 seconds. And also, if you can start interrupting this loop, it's a great way to use the six sense power pause. I made a video on it yesterday. It's on YouTube. It's also in the school community as well. But if you haven't checked out the six sense power pause, it's a great meditation because it gets you back in your five senses, and then it gets you the sixth sense, how am I feeling and how I want to move forward. And it's a great way to just kind of get it back in your body, and it helps you with that executive function. It helps you with a lot of things with ADHD and fast brain. So it's a super helpful tool. That's kind of the first step I teach people. It's just use this six sense power pause to interrupt that cycle, right? This breaks the unconscious loop and brings the prefrontal cortex back online. Once you see the loop, you can't stop the loop, right? We also talk about trigger tracking, right? You want to understand what's going on in your life, what kind of triggers you're having. Are they environmental, situational? What is it? Is it a certain time of day? You want to really understand that and bring awareness to this habit loop, because once you can bring awareness to it, you're going to be able to interrupt that a lot easier. Regulation, right? We want regulation step number two. So shift the gears before the urge peaks. Every fast brain hits overdrive or park before drinking. If you change the state, you can change your choice, right? So overdrive gives yourself, if you're in overdrive, give yourself space between tasks. Change your clothes after work or between tasks, right? When I leave here today, I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to change my clothes, and I'm going to continue on with my day with my family. I have to change my clothes. I know it might sound strange, but because I have to get back into that other identity, that other mode that I'm in, dad mode, right? So changing your clothes gives you a sense of identity and a different thing. So it's might sound strange, but give it a try. You can try journaling, meditation, exercise, right? Try getting a good song on or something that brings you into a good mood. Start setting healthy boundaries, right? Start meditating. Use mindfulness. Use that six sense power pause. Dump all your thoughts on paper in a sober journal. Those are the kinds of things you want to do to get out of overdrive mode. In park mode, you want to get up and move. Never worry, and you want to get up and move. That's a great way to just kind of get out of that ruminating thought, get out of that mode, that default mode network, and just move around and start getting into a different environment because that's really going to help as well. Number two, I would say never worry alone. Dr. Ned Hallowell. Dr. Hallowell always he was talking about how connection is so important, especially with us with ADHD or fast brains, and you never want to worry alone. So reach out to somebody. Never worry alone and dump out your thoughts on paper. That's going to really help as well. Just get into a sober journal and dumping your thoughts into paper and getting them out of your head helps a lot of people. And then number three, the replacement habits, right? Give your brain a better dopamine path. You don't eliminate drinking by removing dopamine. You eliminate it by giving the brain a better hit, right? So fast brain replacements that actually work, I call these sober switches, right? Number one is connection. We have a meaningful absorbing project. There's something meaningful, something absorbing that you lose your track of, and it's a project. Daily learning. These are a couple of the sober switches that we're going to be talking about in the future and the school community where we can move forward with this and we can really get to where we want to go with these different habits that we want to put in daily connection, meaningful observing projects, daily learning. Because replacement doesn't mean distraction, it means redirecting the brain towards a healthier reward, right? You want to have that better dopamine path, and those are some of the things. So, connection, meaningful observing project, daily learning, exercise, journaling, six sense power pods, those are the kind of things that are going to get you there. Because you will always need more because you're seeking alcohol. You're not seeking alcohol, you're actually seeking the balance that it brings. So you want to have better things to put into place to get your brain back into the balance. So, your key takeaway today is your fast brain isn't broken. It just needs a slow break, not an emergency break, right? And if you want to join the Fast Start Kickstart Challenge in my free school community, if you're watching this in school, that's awesome. Thank you so much for joining. But if you haven't joined the group, I would suggest that you guys jump in there, join. We're doing a 7-day Kickstart Challenge right now where we're going through a lot of these topics. We're talking about, what your fast brain is and how to work with it and what's working, what isn't working. And then you can kind of go from there in the community. So join the Kickstart challenge in the free Sober Reset community. I'll leave a link in the comments for you guys to join. And thank you so much for letting me be your coach, your guide today. And I hope that you're living an alcohol-free lifestyle. And I will see you guys in the next video. If you're on YouTube, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. If you're on school with me, give me a comment, give me a like, and share the group with other people because I want as many people as I can living an alcohol-free lifestyle. All right, guys. See you guys in the next video.